We on.
Gia back up in it once again. Yeah, Monday night little fight recap. Talk about the fights that's coming up this weekend.
Big Hen, salute, bro. What's happening? Big boy in the building, salute.
Salute. I'm trying to find the stream.
Big Hen, salute, bro. What's happening?
Big Hen, Big Boys Boxing was going down. Big Hen say salute to the corner. Marlo and Trey X. Big Boys Boxing say what's up with it. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, man, we good as a government check. You already know. Just about to come up here and talk some of this boxing. Seems like we ain't talked no boxing in a whole minute, so I'm looking forward to it. They had some good fights this past weekend. I definitely enjoyed them since I ain't have to pay for them. Shout out to my player partner Yasa over there in the UK, always dropping the links and shit for the pay per views. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I enjoyed that. Big Hen, yeah, what's good with you, bro? Just about to talk this boxing, man. Yeah, we had some pretty good. Well, it wasn't just the greatest fights in the world this past weekend, but we had some interesting matchups like Amo Williams when he fought against Kyrian Conway, Bam Rodriguez. A lot of people saying negative things about him. What they call that motherfucker? They called him a scam. They call him Scam Rodriguez. I thought that shit was funny, man, but I disagree with him though. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was fighting a guy that was gonna come and fight back. Like that's what I was anticipating going into the fight. As a matter of fact, I had my people bet on Bam Rodriguez by decision because I just at plus 270. I got plus 265, but they got plus 270. But yeah, I knew that dude was gonna come fight back. Man, that man went the distance with Chocolate Tito. And Chocolate Tito brought that pressure to him in that fight. He got an upset victory over Showa Shida or something like that from Japan, I think. And he also went the distance with that Yafa kid. And some people felt like Yafa got robbed. So I knew that he was going to, I mean, yeah, I mean, they felt like Gonzalez got robbed against Yafa. So I knew this dude was going to come and fight back. Salute to my boy Gil Coles in the building was going down. Big Hen say Marlo hope Trey off that Tyson, that KB Tyson. I don't even know what y'all talking. It must be y'all must be talking about Tyson got his own weed strain or something. Gil Cole, yeah, salute.
Nah, that nigga, that KB Tyson, that's that Kwame Brown. That nigga be tripping off that shit.
That Kwame Brown, I still don't know what y'all boy talking about. Big Boys Boxing said that Zorro fight was hella competitive. Didn't quite expect that.
You know Mike Tyson got a strand, and he be on that shit. And that nigga be tweaking on that shit.
Oh, Kwame Brown be on the Tyson strain?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I didn't see the Zorro fight. I think he was like 14-0 with 6 knockouts going into the fight. I had the option to bet on it. I can't remember exactly why I passed up on it. It was something that I was looking at. I think Zorro don't have that deep amateur pedigree that I like because it's been a few fighters that's been biting the dust that ain't got deep amateur backgrounds, like Frank Arnold. This other guy, I think his last name was Brewster or something like that. These dudes losing to folks that's like 11-31 and shit. But when I saw that dude that was 11-31 and I was looking at his opponents, this motherfucker been in the gauntlet. I'm talking about everybody I saw 11-0, 12-1, 14-0, 15-0, 16-2. Like everybody had some decent records. And even the people that were like 16-2, I looked at who they were fighting. They fighting decorated amateurs and Olympians and shit. I'm like, man, hey, anybody, hey, it's a lot of fighters that can lose 31 fights if they fight this dude's schedule. And he went out there and knocked that dude out in 4 rounds.
J1 Pro, salute, bro. El Fenici, salute, bro. What's happening? Gil
Salute.
Cole, salute, bro. What's good?
I thought I smelled a goat in this motherfucker. What's up to my boy here? J1 Pro. Big Hen said I heard Bud and Smith set to go. Oh yeah, we ain't even talked to y'all since they said that they agreed to the terms of the fight. Yeah, man, it looked like we gonna get it. I feel pretty good. Me and Marlo have been very optimistic about this from the get-go. People were saying negative things. We sat back and gave these folks a chance to work out the details of the fight. and stay optimistic, gave the motherfuckers the benefit of the doubt, and it looked like that shit gonna pay off, and we gonna end up getting a fight. What you about to say, bro?
I was gonna say, hell yeah. You said exactly what was on my mind. Think November, I think, right?
November 19th is what they saying.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That positivity, man. Ivy, salute, bro. L Dub in the building. Salute.
Hyphy, what's going down? L Dub in the building. What's up with it? Yeah, even L Dub saying he feel like we gonna get the fight. He said we don't need a whole bunch of build up, a whole bunch of promotion. The fight kind of sell itself. And then a lot of the major networks that got behind it, like ESPN. I done heard Stephen A. Smith and shit talking about it. So a lot of people know about this fight. And he said they should announce the fight at some football games. Crawford is a Packers fan and Earl is a Dallas Cowboys fan. They could promote the fight like that. Shit, I agree with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Salute to L Dub. El Fenici say salute to the block for me, block fam, and everyone in the chat, in and out like a robber. Appreciate that, bro. Coming through. Well, I'm gonna tell you, man, if this Earl Spence and Crawford fight go down, get ready for our community to shrink a little bit. Cause chicken's gonna come home to roost, man. Somebody gotta win the fight, and somebody gotta lose. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people don't like eating that crow. I was telling Dan Rayfield, bitch ass, and his partner TJ, I said, the more people that make predictions in your chat, the slower that your chat is going to grow, because when people wrong, they don't want to come back and face the music. They don't want to come back and eat crow. Shit, we built for that shit on this channel. We've been serving crow and eating crow for 4 years.
That shit fun. Winning and losing. Compete. Derek Bailey, salute, bro. What's happening?
Oh, gee, Derek Bailey, what's going down? Gil say salute to the chat. Anybody order some Triple G crow? Nah, I damn sure ain't had no Triple G crow, man. I'm damn sure glad that I dodged the bullet in ordering that fight though. That's what I'm happy about the most, and I got a chance to watch it in its entirety. But yeah, it was a dud of a fight, man. Most of the time, I don't even be talking like that, saying that I feel like the fight was boring and shit. That fight was boring to me, though. To me, it looked like they had an agreement going into the fight. Like, I hate to be saying this conspiracy theory sounding shit, but this is what it looked like to me. It looked like they had an agreement that they was gonna let Canelo win, so Triple G kind of had to lay back early, let Canelo get his work off, and in return, they was gonna give Triple G a cool little score on the scorecard to make it look competitive. They had two 115, 113 scorecards, and they also celebrated Triple G after the fight. It seemed like they tricked the crowd into believing that this was a super competitive fight. But I will say, some of my partners though, like Joseph Brown and my man D'Lo, they felt like them scorecards were righteous. But I just didn't see it like that. I thought Triple G won by 3-4 rounds, maybe like about 3 rounds. Really is what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? Did you get a chance to check that fight out, bro?
Yeah, I thought Triple G got whooped on, man. I mean, he was able to land some good counters. He was able to get the jab up in there, but every time he did, Canelo had some answers for that motherfucker. He was throwing some serious overhands. I think one time he caught that motherfucker with a clean left hook that put like a nice little knot, scar, imprint on his motherfucking shit. And he was timid from there on. You know what I'm saying? He was content. And his corner it seemed like his corner wasn't telling him to push the envelope neither. Like, I mean, I didn't agree with the scorecard totally. But I thought Canelo, no matter what it was, Canelo had to have the victory, man. Canelo was pressing the issue. Canelo was pushing him up out the pocket. I ain't see no point where Triple G dominated around. I thought Canelo just controlled him. He just had answers. And I think the biggest answer was he was landing them good Mississippi starting point. Um, you know what I'm saying? Them clobbering type of shots, video game type of shots on Triple G. You couldn't get away from him. I was like, he waited all this time and didn't even put it all on the line. Yeah, I didn't like the fight. I thought it was boring too.
I honestly feel like Abel Sanchez is a better coach for Golovkin than Jonathan Banks. I think Jonathan Banks, like the way he approaches boxing, is more of a thinking man type of approach. And I don't really think that Triple G is that type of fighter. I think he's more of a seek and destroy type guy. Some of his victories, he just threw caution to the wind, like against Kell Brook. Like he was running through shots and shit to get to Kell Brook. That's just who he is as a fighter. I don't think he a guy that's out there trying to with the head movement and shit, trying to be slick and be smooth. I don't think that's him. I think he better off with Abel Sanchez, and I feel like Jonathan. I ain't gonna say he got exposed, but he got exposed to me as far as not being a good fit. I didn't think he was inspirational. I didn't think that he was telling him to step on the gas the way that he needed to. Because like a fighter like Canelo, you can't barely beat him. You got to go out there and really whoop his ass if you want to win. So yeah, I didn't think Jonathan Banks did a good job. Like let's contrast that with Dogbo's trainer. What's my man name? Barry Hunter. When Dogbo, when he fought against uh that what's the name of that boy that fought Shakur, and Shakur was dating his sister.
Gonzalez.
Joey Gonzalez. When Dogbo fought Joey Gonzalez, Barry Hunter was on his shit. I'm talking about he pushed that man the whole fight for the win. I didn't feel like Jonathan Banks was like that in this fight. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. Let me look in the chat a little bit. Hyphy, big ups. Uh, Big Boys Boxing said if Dex Spellman had a little more pop, Zorro would have got his ass knocked out. Yeah, I ain't too surprised, man. That's why I say I like betting on fighters and shit with the deep amateur background. Salute to my boy the Kane in the building. What's going down? Said November the 19th, baby. Let's see. See how they don't want to open up the panel for that smoke now. Just kidding. What up? Oh yeah, the panel is definitely open.
So Sergeant, salute, bro. What's happening? MZ, salute. Oh
You
shit, I
heard
did.
what he said. He said we
Yeah.
running from the smoke.
Nah, I'm about to put the drop to me.
Yeah, the panel open. Big Boys Box said, crossing his finger that it gets done. We've been waiting for like 4 years. Yeah. And they ain't too old, man. I still think that Crawford at like the tail end of his prime, and Earl Spencer's a couple of years from the end of his prime. So I think it's a good time to get the fight. I see Derek Bailey L. Fenici said, I'm the king of the crow. I always eat crow. A desired taste, an acquired taste is what he trying to say. What's up to Deacon Mac, man? Welcome to the gym. This is your first time. Hyphy said, forget Crawford versus Spence. Chantel Cameron versus McCaskill is happening, and Fulton versus Aleem is the fight that we need. Yeah, I ain't gonna say forget Crawford and Spence. That's still a major fight that I want to see. You know what I'm saying? But I agree that there are some other interesting fights that's going down or should go down. Deacon Max at Triple G over the hill. Yeah, I think he over the hill. He's 40 years old and shit like that. So it is what it is. That's why we always say out with the old, in with the new. J1 Pro said the fight was boring. You didn't even watch the fight. You was over there watching the girls play video games. Well, maybe you saw the fight afterwards because I tried to send his ass a link. Big Boys Boxing said, yeah, a BS scorecard in my opinion. I had a 118 to 110, a 117 to 113. Yeah, I think I was what I had in my mind. I said about 9-3 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, J1 Pro said from what I saw, Triple G won 3 rounds at best. That's why I saw about good 3 rounds. Derek Bailey said Triple G corner wasn't giving him any good advice. I agree with you on that. He wasn't even inspiring the man. If you ain't gonna give him good advice, at least light a fire under the motherfucker and get on his ass like Emmanuel Stewart used to do when he used to be training Klitschko and shit. Hey, we ain't got time to be fucking around, man. Get this motherfucker out of there. Like it ain't got to be that dramatic, but light a fire under the motherfucker, man. Give him some inspiration. Pecos Build in the building was going down, OG. I don't know if your birthday done passed or not, but happy birthday to you, belated. So it was great. Shit, we just up in there talking this boxing. Big Boy said Triple G did nothing Banks was telling them. Banks gave up proper instructions after 7, so that's what it was. Okay, I can't say that I was just always listening intently. So he said he started out giving instructions. Triple G wasn't listening, so he just said, fuck it, do what you do then. Pagos Bill, okay, talking to Decane. Big Hen, what's up with Jake Paul's clown ass always want to fight MMA fighters, fight a real boxer? I understand that, but how many fights do Jake Paul got? Do you know how many fights Jake Paul got, bro? About 5 fights?
5 or 6. I was thinking like 6.
Yeah, so realistically, this is the beginning of his career. If you go and look at a lot of fighters that we fuck with, like go look at Crawford first 5 fights and see who he was fighting. That motherfucker wasn't fighting no bad motherfuckers. Hardly nobody is. These days there have been some fighters like Lomachenko, for example, like they have a deep amateur background. They'll start off fighting better fighters than usual. But average fighters, they do not start off fighting great competition. Hell, you can argue that who was the dude that he knocked out cold, motherfucker from the UFC? I can't even think his name. Rashard Evans or something. Hell, Rashard Evans might be a higher level opponent than the average fighter will fight within his first 5 fights. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it like that, man. It's really not nothing out of the ordinary that he's doing. Hell, uh, if you compare him to some fighters, he might be fighting better fighters than they was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Go look at fighters in their first 5 fights and see the type of people they fight.
Hey, happy belated MZ. I'm a Brown. Salute, sis. Yeah,
Man,
he
was
ain't gonna get up in there with no decent ass boxer anyways. He know his skills ain't up to par. If he do, it's gonna be somebody old that's been on the couch for a minute.
yeah, you got to learn on the job and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised that they taking it slow in the beginning, and then maybe he'll start fighting some better people down the line. We have to see. My Amazon Angel in the building, Miss Armor Brown. So what's up, fellas? Trey X, brother Marlowe's corner chat, and Mons. Blessings to you. Pecos Bill said the baby hasn't come yet. Okay, I guess his birthday hasn't came yet. Big Hen said Jake Paul versus one of the Charlo brothers. In my opinion, he will never be a legit boxer or hold a real belt. I thought you were about to say something, bro. Derek Bailey say I don't think Triple G could do what Banks wanted him to do. Like he said, Trey Triple G is more of a seek and destroy type fight. Yeah, I don't like that trying to be slick shit with Triple G, posted up with the head moving and shit. I always know. We always said Triple G don't move his head, and that's a flaw of his and all this kind of stuff. But he had an identity, and I don't like confusing a fighter with their identity and shit. It like you accept who this fighter is, and you try to improve what you can improve without changing his identity. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like Triple G look as good since he been with Banks. You know what I'm saying?
Winston Lee, salute, bro. Derek D'Lo, 404, salute, bro. Hey, man,
Salute.
that shit wouldn't have worked anyway. I mean, he was content working off the jab. His reflexes was too slow, man. He was talking to him like he was some spring chicken up and coming. That wasn't Triple G. That wasn't a good game plan for Triple G, man. His reflex was way too slow. Canelo was able to score big shots, you know what I'm saying, power shots off that jab, and by him trying to move back, pushing the envelope, he controlled the fight, the whole fight, damn near. That wasn't a good game plan anyway. If he was to continue to follow, it wouldn't nothing wouldn't have changed because he it seemed like he was following. He was content working off the jab, looking for some right hand. I mean, he scored some good counters here and there, but it didn't stop nothing from what Canelo was trying to do.
I agree with you, bro. I think that Banks' style that he wants to implement is better for like a younger fighter with better reflexes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then plus, like for me, the fact of the matter is, well, I can't even say a fact, but in my opinion, Triple G looks substantially better against Canelo when he had Ava Sanchez in his corner for the first 2 fights. Ever since Triple G went with Jonathan Banks, he ain't look as good against Murata, and he ain't look as good in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at something that took place that seems to have caused this shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that is what it is. I don't think this man is a good coach for Golovkin. Where I'm at in the chat. Well, salute to Pecos Bill in the building. What's going down with you?
What's
MC,
going
salute.
on, man? Salute, salute.
Hey, when you was talking about the baby, you was talking about your grandbaby?
Yeah, man. We still waiting for her to come. She went through this procedure that they had to go, but the baby done already turned around. We waiting for it to show up any day now. And I want to say thanks, Trey and Marlo, for the birthday wishes. It was Thursday, but yeah, I had a great time. I've been catching y'all shows from all over the place. But yeah, I've been enjoying myself, and I like how things going. Excited about this fight that's finally coming around the corner. But I'm really super excited about these girls. I can't wait till they get in the ring on the 15th of next month. I'm excited about Clarissa Shields and Michaela Mayer, Alicia Baumgartner, and I can't even think of her name right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. I
Savannah
think,
Marshall.
yeah, Savannah. I can't wait for some reason, dude. Just listening to them talk to each other and had their interviews and stuff like that. The banner that's going on between all four of them got me so hyped. Man, I'm losing it. I can't wait to see them get in the ring.
You know how I am. I got a 5 going against a 4.5, and I got a 3.5 going against a 4. So yeah, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait for that shit myself.
Man, it's gonna be something sweet. I'm not gonna be able to stay with you guys long because my son and my baby girl and my son is taking me to the movies. We're going to watch that Woman King and see how that go down.
All
But
right, that's a bet.
I just wanted to come through and say what's up to the Block family and everything. We got Scumbo Baggins finished. I'm gonna drop it on y'all tomorrow. And we got three new songs that came out. A dance track, Yo, and High Noon is out.
Yeah, y'all subscribe to MZ Talk Boxing if you haven't already.
Yeah, because you can also get the music from there too. I see they added that part to the page. And with that, gentlemen, I'm out listening in the background. Peace and blessings to everybody.
Salute.
Enjoy it, man.
Yeah. Pecos Bill, that's my man. He a positive motherfucker too, because we had a tough stretch betting on these fights. And he just stayed down and be positive, and it paid off. Because last weekend, well, yeah, this past weekend we did all right. You know what I'm saying? Big Boys Boxing said Rockman Jr. is apparently fighting Victor Belfort on the same day as Crawford versus Spence. Ain't nobody coming to see you. Oh, this year we ain't trying to watch that shit, bro. We're gonna be on a big fight. That's a fight that I'll be happy to pay pay-per-view for. And I'm talking about Spence versus Crawford for the slow motherfuckers. Salute to my boy D-Lo once again. That's the voice of reason. Big Boys Boxing said, damn right, gotta fight to your strength. Yeah, we call that an identity. You know what I'm saying? Like people be getting on wild and shit. You need to get some fucking boxing skills. Well, yeah, he ain't got the greatest skills in the world because he got a late start in boxing, but he has an identity. He's a fucking sniper in that ring. And you can do something with that. Hell, the motherfucker became a champion off that shit. Hyphy said, unlike fantasy fights such as Crawford versus Spence, we got undisputed fights officially coming soon. Cameron versus McCaskill and Inouye versus Butler. Yeah, the Inouye versus Butler, that motherfucker knew it like a 30-1 favorite in that fight. So I ain't about to get excited for that shit because they fighting for some belts. I don't give a fuck. And the Cameron versus McCaskill, I don't know a lot about Cameron. I'm coming around to the women's fights as far as building my knowledge up. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, most of my time goes into the men's fighters, and it's so many fighters that you gotta learn. The hell, they taking up my time. But once I get comfortable with on the men's side, I transition. Well, not transition like that, but you know what I'm saying. I start studying the women's fighters a little bit more. But just off the top of my head, I can't even say that I care that much about Chantel Cameron versus McCaskill, even though I do like the way McCaskill fights. She like a little Joe Frazier in that motherfucker. And she cost me some money in her last fight because I thought that chick was going to go the distance. And she over there crying, talking about she want her daughter. D-Lo said, I gave Triple G round 1 and 9 through 12. Both looked weak as well water to me. Canelo was leaving his feet, throwing hooks and missing, but the talking heads would say, wow, what a hook. Yeah, I thought Golovkin went out there and beat him comfortably. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo said Triple G also has gotten older, and I hid out trying not to catch an L while waiting on that big payday. Oh, and he hid out trying not to catch an L waiting on the payday. Yeah, for sure. Big Boys Boxing said, don't forget the like. Yeah, would appreciate it if everybody hit the like button if you have. D-Lo said, those are two ducking ass motherfuckers. And Eddie talking about that fight is 10 times better than Spence versus Crawford. Yeah, Spence versus Crawford is the best that money can get for right now. And then behind that, I would say Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. If we get that fight, L-Dub says it's a good chance that we going to get it. So I feel good about it. Big Boys Boxing said Baumgartner versus Mayor Shield versus Marshall. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. J1 Pro said he went to see the movie. Gil Cole said that Scumbo Baggins, yeah. Big Hen said Triple G Canelo 3 was boring. Fights like that killed my vibe for the sport. To pay for boring shit like that, I'd rather watch college football or the NFL. Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I got a chance to see Ammo Williams get tested. I ain't saying this is worth paying $85 because I didn't, but seeing Ammo Williams in there with a guy that could fight back, Ammo Williams got like 40 something amateur fights. He was fighting a guy with 80 something amateur fights. And it was somebody that came trying to win, at least initially. So he tested Ammo a little bit. He was off in there fighting. The commentators had it like tied up midway through the fight. And you saw Ammo Williams bite down on his gum shield and finish the fight strong. So that was good to see from him. And then Bam Rodriguez, like I was saying earlier, he was in a ring with a guy that fought for belts before. He fought against Jervin and Kajas. He got stopped in 10 rounds, but he went 10 rounds with Kajas. He fought against Sho Ashita and beat him in an upset. He went 12 rounds against Chocolate Tito, and he went 12 rounds against that Yafa kid. I knew this dude was gonna fight back. I watched the fight with him and Chocolate Tito. He fought Chocolate Tito hard than a motherfucker. So yeah, and to see Bam in there, like, cause Bam seemed like he wanted to come with his Mexican style type shit for this fight. He was getting touched up. The dude was fighting back, but Bam wasn't trying to box him. He was right there in front of him, stepping to this dude, bringing pressure, pushing him back, and he was doing that against a naturally bigger man. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I was relatively impressed with Bam Rodriguez. I thought he was whooping his ass, especially in the second half of the fight. I took him by decision, and I'm over here praying that he don't stop the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he caught him with that looping left hand and made his whole head twist around like he on the Exorcist. You know what I'm saying? Did you get a chance to check what you thought about that fight, bro? Bam Rodriguez against Israel Gonzalez.
I ain't get to see that, and I missed Ammo. I got to go back and check him out.
Okay. Yeah, check out that Bam one for sure, because people seem to have mixed opinions. Some people calling him Scam Rodriguez. Now, they felt like he got a gift. As a matter of fact, after the fight, my boy Napoleon Armstrong hit me up and he was like, man, I think Bam got a gift. You know what I'm saying? So it's a few reputable sources that feel like he got a gift in the fight. Salute to the OG Ernest Davis, Maestro in the building. What's going down? Texas Timbo.
Salute, salute, bro.
Big Hen said that's why we need this Spence and Bud fight. That fight will pop for the sport. Oh, yeah, man. The more that I think about the fight, too, I think it'll be one of the rare occasions that it's a big, high profile fight, but it lives up to it with the action, especially since we're going to have an open guard fight with two Southpaws. I think they're going to beat on each other in that ring. I really do, man. I think they're going to get in there and they're going to fight hard than a motherfucker. I don't think now one of them want to leave the ring without a win. Both of them got an internal mean streak. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna go in there and fight hard. Whoever win, I really do. I think they're gonna beat on each other in that ring. DeCane said Cameron versus McCaskill will be a great fight, bro. All right. I just ain't got the knowledge on Chantel Cameron. I done seen McCaskill a couple of times, like when she fought against that I can't think of that pound for pound level chick. I can't think of her name. I know she beat her twice. And then I saw the last fight with Alma Ibarra or something like that. But I ain't seen Chantel Cameron though. The Kane said it's a very underrated fight. All right, big boys boxing. So Usyk looking for water. He will be at the Hellenius fight. So Usyk looking for water. That'll be a good fight. I mean, I know a lot of people counting Wilder out, but just gotta understand, Wilder don't have to do nothing. He just gotta land on this motherfucker one time to change the fight. Like he could be losing 9 straight rounds and hit the dude one time. He got that type of talent. That's why he a 4.5 on my pedigree scale. Whatever your opinion is about his skill level, he's a 4.5 on my pedigree scale because he went out there and won Olympic bronze. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he got that pedigree, man. He got that talent, is what I'm trying to say. A fight that I'm really looking forward to this weekend, though. Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker. What you think about that fight, bro?
Usyk Wilder.
No, Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker this weekend.
Oh shit. I probably have to go with Joe Joyce. I know Parker got a cool, decent engine. He good on the inside. I don't know if he can take them juggernaut ass punches from Joe Joyce. I think it'd be a good fight though. But I think once the rounds start to wear down and that body, that big boy wrestling tactics from Joe Joyce, that juggernaut tactics, I think he probably ended up stopping Parker It's just boxing. Salute, fam. Charles D. Salute.
Yeah, you sound like Napoleon, man, because he think Joe Joyce gonna stop Parker. Parker has never been stopped in the ring, amateur or pro. Joyce has actually been stopped before. He got stopped by Sergey Kuzmin in the amateurs. He got stopped with headgear on. You know what I'm saying? But we like to say skills pay the bills. And I gotta say that Joseph Parker got better skills than Joe Joyce. He much faster with his hand speed, and he done been in the ring with much better competition. Like it ain't even comparable if you look at who they've been fighting. You know what I'm saying? Joe Joyce got a deep amateur background. I got to get that to him. But the thing is, he was a grown man beating on kids. Joe Joyce turned pro when he was at least 30 years old. I want to say 31. Joseph Parker turned pro when he was 22. Some normal looking shit. He fighting people his own age. Joe Joyce is over there putting that pressure on people that he much older and more developed than. One thing I will say though that stand out to me is that the lowest that I seen Joseph Parker weigh into a fight was 219, and the lowest that I saw Joe Joyce weigh into a fight was I think it was 250. So you can look at that and be like, well, Joe Joyce is the way bigger man, but at the same time, he turned pro when he was already a grown ass man. He was like 31, so I would expect him to be heavier. Joseph Parker turned pro at 22, so he gonna be a little lighter. You know what I'm saying? But just looking at the hand speed, looking at the competition that they've been fighting, and looking at the skills, I really want to take Joseph Parker in this fight, man. I haven't decided 100%, but I really am leaning that way. And I was looking at the odds for the fight too. Whenever you see odds that's like 2-1, that's when the odds makers be thinking it could be an upset. And last time I checked, it was like minus 200 for Joe Joyce, plus 155 for Joseph Parker. So that's telling me that the odds makers think that Joseph Parker might win this fight. You know what I'm saying? And then look, Joe Joyce, he ain't fought but two good fighters in my opinion, unless you want to say Ustinov and a couple of other guys. But the main people that stand out to me are Baba Jennings, a man that's a former football player, and the other one is Daniel Dubois. He was losing officially on the cards to Daniel Dubois. The way he won that fight was by breaking his eye socket. So if Joe Joyce don't break the man eye socket, it's a chance that Daniel Dubois wins that fight because he was up on the official scorecards by 1 point. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen this man Joe Joyce just walk through so many punches. I gotta say, I'm a fan of Joe Joyce. I like the juggernaut. I always said that, but I can't get away from the fact that he's slow. He take a bunch of punches. Man, I'm leaning toward Joseph Parker, man. I'm leaning toward Joseph Parker. Square business. Only thing is, Joseph Parker ain't fought in 9 months. So I gotta figure that in too. He hasn't fought since last December. You know what I'm saying? Joe Joyce already had a fight this year. But you know, Joseph Parker has been around. So I think I'm gonna take a chance on Joseph Parker, man. There's gonna be some crows that day. Where I'm at in the chat. Pagos Bill said the thumbs up should be the first thing done. Definitely appreciate it. Big Boys Boxing said Ammo needs to set punches up. He telegraphing bad at the moment. Well, you know, he only got 40-some amateur fights, man. That's why I be putting so much emphasis on that kind of shit. When we got deep amateur experience with fighters, we don't say that kind of shit. We say that kind of stuff with the dudes that don't have a deep amateur background. That's why I don't like betting on the motherfucker. And we got to be surprised when they go out there and get their ass whooped in the upset. Hell, even that Kevin Lorena dude, I know he just beat Marius Watt, but if you look on his record, he lost to a man that was like 16-8 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? D-Lo. Yeah, Cecilia Breakers is who I was trying to say. Appreciate that, bro. That's who I saw Jessica McCaskill fight against. Derek Bailey said that Bam Rodriguez fight was a good fight. I thought Israel was acting for some of the low blows. Looked like he was doing it to catch a break. I thought he was trying to catch a break. I didn't think he wanted to like get a disqualification victory. I thought he was just trying to catch his breath because it was a high-paced fight. Bam wouldn't really let the man step back and take a breath. Bam kept on stepping to him and stepping to him and stepping to him. And Gonzalez was trying to match his intensity in some spots. I like the way he was countering to the body and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it was just such a high-paced fight that it can make you kind of uncomfortable. So I thought he was taking advantage of the low blows so he can get a chance to breathe in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Get the youngster off me for a minute, bro. It's just boxing. Salute to you. Say salute Marlo and Trey X. Salute to the corner. My man Charles D in the building. What's going down with you, bro? We're gonna come back with some trivia on Thursday too, y'all. I'm already working on it. It's gonna be modern day boxing trivia instead of the old school like we did last time. Derek Bailey said Fury versus Joshua is a big fight for the UK. It's a big fight for the UK. I don't know why. I kind of give Joshua a little bit better chance to win that fight than a lot of people do when I sit back and think about it. You know what I'm saying? Big Boys Boxing said, yeah, the Joe versus Joe fight is a goodie. I'll be backing my countrymen, but might be betting on Joyce. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you say you come from New Zealand. Yeah, I'm thinking about taking Parker, man. Like for a long time in boxing, people told me skills pay the bills. This motherfucker Joe Joyce ain't got no great skills in his ring. He don't beat you by skills. He beat you by will. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the amateurs, like when he was fighting Bakhtir Jalaloff and he fought against Filip Hrgovic in the World Series of Boxing, Tony, I saw him fight Tony Yoka. You could see a skill disadvantage, but he was still able to win. And I think that's because he was so much older and more mature than his opponents. Like it's also another fighter. His name was Raheem Gonzalez. He's still in the amateurs. He won along with Jamal Harvey. They broke the 14-year gap between Demetrius Andrade winning gold in 2007, and then they won in 2021. Raheem Gonzalez was a grown man, though. He was like 25 years old already. He out there fighting, you know what I'm saying? He a grown, mature motherfucker. And you could tell. He just looked a lot stronger in the ring than the guys that he was fighting against. And that's the way he got to the gold medal. Not by skill, but by will. And that's what I see with Joe Joyce. So now we talking about skills. Joseph Parker got the better skill. We have to see, man. We have to see. For right now, I'm leaning towards Joseph Parker. Big Hen said, I like the big boys heavyweight division, my favorite. The best heavyweight prospect, in my opinion, is the real big baby Jared Anderson. What y'all think? That's what my man one time said. He said that's his favorite prospect. I like Bakhtir Jalaloff. You know what I'm saying? I like him because he's 6'7". He got long arms. He got good power and he got good footwork. He light on his feet. He graceful on his feet. And plus he got a deep amateur background. I can't think of how many fights he got off the top of my head for some reason. My mind just went blank, but he got a bunch of them motherfuckers, like over 300. And he won a gold in the AIBAs. He won gold at the Olympics, and he done fought good people along the way. You know what I'm saying? And plus he had some learning experiences because the first time he went to the Olympics, he lost to Joe Joyce. You know what I'm saying? But he was basically like a kid going against a grown man. And he came back stronger and better. And that impressed me. So I think he gonna show something. And plus, like he done some things already as a pro. Like my man, one time we were talking about the other day, he was the first person to stop Jack Malawi. And he a pretty tough fighter that went the distance against Frank Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? Big Hen, okay, I read that. D-Lo said much faster feet as well. Yeah, faster everything, huh, man? Feet and hand speed. Yeah, and both of them got good chins. I saw Joseph Parker got dropped at least twice in the pros. I saw he got dropped against Derek Chisora. It was high on the head, you know what I'm saying, like on the temple area, but it didn't look like it was a solid blow. And it looked like he recovered from it very easily. Now, he took a left hook from Dillian White that looked like it was from the pits of hell. I'm talking about if Dillian White would have hit 90% of heavyweights with the left hook that he hit Joseph Parker with, he would have knocked their ass out. I promise you. That was a hell of a left hook that this man took. But Joseph Parker shook that shit off and came back with something. So that just let me know the type of toughness that he has. I actually don't think Joe Joyce is punching it as hard as some of these guys. Like Joe Joyce ain't punching like Wilder. I don't think he punching like Joshua. I don't think he punching like Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? Like he just hit you a whole bunch of times, but it ain't like he knocking people in the next week. You know what I'm saying? We'll see though. We'll see. Big Boys Boxing said the question is, can Parker stay elusive and pick his moments? We know what Joyce is bringing. Yeah, one thing I like about Parker too is his ability to tie up. You know, he ain't gonna just stand there to let you beat on him. He will tie you up and walk you back a little bit and break up your momentum. You know what I'm saying? But you know, some people have talked about his aggressiveness in fights. They don't feel like he has been aggressive enough, you know. But I think some of his work has been underrated too. Cause like me and Marlo, we used to always make fun of the fight that he had with Anthony Joshua. We felt like the referee was helping Joshua. That motherfucker Parker step in and put a 3-punch combination on that motherfucker, and then the referee will stop the action. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, let's take a break real quick. You weren't supposed to be doing all that. Yeah, so yeah, I think he could have had a better outcome in that fight if the referee didn't seem like he was biased.
That's Lex. Salute, sis.
Legs. The Kane said Cameron started at 135 and was stopping everything. She couldn't get the Katie Taylor fight, so she moved up to 140 and has picked up 2 belts there. One for being long reigning champ Mary McGee. You know how to get my attention, bro. I understand all that. If you would have broke down the amateur background, nigga, my antennas would have went straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a look at it though. Hyphy said I was just watching Joyce versus Jalalov. Yeah, you could tell Jalalov looked like he's about 18 or something. I don't know how old he was, but he looked significantly different. He looked way skinnier when he was fighting against Joe Joyce. And when he came back, he was built like a monster. You know what I'm saying? I even said Jalalov going to spark Anderson if they mean. I think he'll beat Anderson. I'm not going to lie. You know, but I know Big Baby is a hell of a talent. He was the #1 heavyweight in the United States. But as the way I look at shit, he's a 3.5 going against a 5. He hasn't done the shit that Jalalov has done. He got great talent. But against Jalalov done been in the Olympics. He done fought at the AIBAs, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But Big Baby Anderson can fight, though. He's very talented. But his last fight, I'm not going to lie, he didn't just impress me that much. But he was coming off a layoff. But the thing I didn't like is that he was taking lead right hands from his opponent. And plus, I don't like the switching. As a matter of fact, he switched southpaw in the fight, and his opponent knocked his ass out the southpaw stance. Yeah, now that I'm sitting up here thinking about it, he was a southpaw that his opponent threw the lead right hand and brought back the hook and knocked him out that southpaw stance and made his ass get in the orthodox stance and fight right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't like all that switching, man. I ain't a believer in that shit, but he definitely is a hell of a talent. I know Marlo, that's your favorite heavyweight prospect, right? Big
Yep.
Baby Anderson.
Yep.
What you like about him, bro?
I like that he's a boxer and puncher. I like he making a young guy that can make adjustments, and he sets up shots. That's the most important thing that I like about him. He set up the shots pretty good, pretty clean. I mean, he got a lot of growing to do, but developing. But other than that, I think the future bright for him because skills do pay the bills. And I was going to say something too. Lost my train of thought. Oh, when you said something about the switching, I was going to say that's what Crawford going to be doing a lot of that shit on November 19th.
Yeah, but I always say though, I look at it a little bit different for Crawford because Crawford he switched so much that he is officially listed as a southpaw on BoxRec. I think that's impressive that you can go from being listed as an orthodox fighter to listed as a southpaw because you switch so much that you really fight in the southpaw stance more than you fight in the orthodox stance. Crawford don't switch back and forth in the middle of a round. Like when he switch, he stay in that stance for a while. These other guys, they switching back and forth. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't like about it. If they did it more like Crawford, I'll get off their case. But if you're gonna be switching back and forth in the middle of one round, nah, I don't like that because I don't have a database of success for that. You know what I'm saying? I can't look at no other fighter like in history and say this worked for them.
That's like showing some type of confusion, like Danny Jacobs did versus Canelo, switching in the middle and shit, like unnecessary, not knowing what to do.
Yeah, and D'Lo used to always say, man, like when you switching like that, it's like you caught in between stances at times, so you kind of square up and present a bigger target, and you open yourself up for body punches and stuff like that. So, yeah, I like him just staying in one stance, be a master of that stance. I asked a question one time. I said, "What would you rather be, Would you rather be a A-level orthodox fighter and an F-level southpaw, or would you rather be a B-level orthodox fighter and a B-level southpaw? A lot of people say they rather be B-level orthodox and B-level southpaw for the versatility. I'd rather be an A-level orthodox and an F-level southpaw because I don't need that southpaw shit. Let me be an A-level fighter because if you a B on both sides, I see a B-level fighter. If you orthodox, you're a B-level fighter. If you switch southpaw, you're a B-level fighter. That's what I see. But if you got some A shit going on, yeah, I think that's more respectable. Derek Bailey said, "What about Joe Joyce timing in the jab, Trey? He got good timing. I mean, he ain't gonna get to where he at with no kind of talent. You know what I'm saying? He got an awesome jab. That's his best punch in his arsenal. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like a fighter with like Joseph Parker should be able to deal with that. I mean, Joseph Parker got a deep amateur background himself. You know what I'm saying? He won bronze at the AIBA World Youth World Championships, and I was thinking about that too. Because, you know, Joe Joyce ain't got no accomplishments in the youth ranks in the amateurs because he was so goddamn old when he started. Joseph Parker was fighting in youth tournaments. That means that he started fighting when he was a kid. So I'm going to take a dude that's been fighting since he was a grown man over somebody that's been fighting since they was a child. And this is a step-up fight for Joe Joyce. This isn't necessarily a step-up fight for Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker done fought some good fighters already. This is the first really good fighter for Joe Joyce. This is a step-up fight. So I think we gonna find out a lot about Joe Joyce in this fight. And like I said before, I like the Juggernaut. I hope he come out wearing the outfit and everything. You know what I'm saying? I cut for that shit. But they say skills pay the bills. So, you know, they might have to just get my money. I'll be their huckleberry. Big Hen says skills paid the bills good one. And my favorite saying is good technique, you will always stay on your feet. Goddamn me. And like I was saying earlier, man, Joseph Parker has never been stopped amateur or pro. But Joe Joyce do got a good chin. I ain't taking that away from him because when he got stopped by Sergey Kuzma, he popped right up. And it looked like he could have continued, and the referee looked in his eyes and called the fight off. So it might have been an unjust stoppage for Joe Joyce. Big Boys Boxing said, yeah, Lorena lost to Johnny Muller, a journeyman. Yeah, and that's a man without an amateur background. He don't have no amateur fights, and he lost to a journeyman. J1 Pro said, I'll take Joyce. He won't knock him out, though. I ain't mad at you. That's the favorite pick that you can make. I think that's like plus 110 or something like that. J1 Pro said, what time trivia Thursday? It'll probably be about 6 or 6:30 Pacific time. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Big Boys Boxing says some useless info for y'all. Joe Joyce has 5 times the bone density of an average man. That's why his chin's so good. All right, that sounds like some Marvin Hagler type shit. It's just boxing. So I like Parker in that fight as well. Yeah, man, I'm leaning towards Parker. Don't be surprised if I come back and change my mind because I'm not no stranger to that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for right now, I'm liking Parker. It's just boxing said Parker's stamina might come into play in the later rounds, but he can pull it out. Yeah, that's true. But I was looking at his last fight against Derek Chisora in a rematch, and I was just looking at the DAZN highlights. I wasn't looking at the fight in its entirety. But it seemed like he was pretty energetic coming down the stretch in that fight, and that was something that I thought would be good for him, unless what I was looking at was not the truth. You know what I'm saying? But what I was looking at, it seemed like he was energetic coming down the stretch. What's up to Miss Lex? Big Boys Boxing said, yeah, that ref. Giuseppe Quartalone, that guy sucks. Okay, that must have been a referee for Joseph Parker versus Anthony Joshua. Salute the Bruce Gold. Big Boys Boxing said, yeah, Parker won't stand and eat that jab like Dubois did. Yeah. And plus, it was a lot of familiarity with Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. They were sparring partners before. I'm so stupid, man, because I looked at the odds and I saw that they had Daniel Dubois. At that time, they had him as a minus 800 favorite. So I'm like, man, like I was caught between a rock and a hard place in my mind because like I'm looking at the odds, but at the same time, I heard that Joe Joyce was having a lot of success against Dubois in sparring. Like he was getting the better of it. So I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to believe? Am I supposed to believe what I heard about the sparring, or should I listen to the odds makers? And they talking about this man is an 8-1 favorite. I went with the odds makers and ended up eating crow on the situation that I knew better than. I swear that was a dumbass pick right there. Hey, and the dude that was arguing for Daniel Dubois, because it was a guy that was in here going back and forth with me. I think I might have seen that motherfucker one time since then. That just goes to show y'all what I be telling you. When people make predictions and they get them predictions wrong, them motherfuckers disappear. He came back one time and he was arguing for the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Rams in the playoffs last year. Got his ass skint up once again, and we ain't seen him since. Square business. You had some other topics that you want us to talk about, bro?
The Bills just whooped on the Titans. Bruce goes, salute, fam.
Hey, what was
Bills
the score?
41-7.
Yes, I got the Bills defense with my fantasy shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that defense been holding it down. They held them boys what? Was it 3 points the first week?
Yep, I
And then
think
they
so.
just came back with 7.
And
Yeah,
we got Dolphins next weekend.
that's gonna be a good game right there.
Man,
I think them Bills are coming to town though. I think them boys in trouble fucking with them Bills.
no, I ain't really had no other topics. I know we got the. I put the schedules up. If ain't nobody seen it yet though, put the fight schedule for Champ Ross for the fantasy boxing league and the results.
Oh yeah, I'm happy that most of our people in that Chant Ross, man. Salute to everybody that participated in the Chant Ross this season. My man Derek Bailey been in there for a whole minute. Big Boys Boxing got up in there competing. Charles D up in there making noise. Napoleon Armstrong in the top 5. Warzone in the top 3. Them motherfuckers answered the bell in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? My man King Louis, Gil Coles, Rod X, the champ in the Chant Ross, man. So yeah, we had a pretty good representation even though I got my ass kicked royally this season. I'm in like 19th place or something. I got my ass tore off the bone. But I'm gonna come back with something next season though. You know what I'm saying? To be real, I really be going hard with this boxing shit. Like 24/7. Like, well, I ain't gonna say 24/7, but as much time as I can get. And I kind of I was kind of fatigued to be real with you. Because I've been betting on boxing. I've been up at 3 in the morning checking odds and shit. I'm on the Champ Ross and all that shit. So yeah, I feel more rested now because I didn't take it as seriously coming down the stretch, especially after that damn Bonariga, Gabriel Bonariga versus Idigal fight. Because we all got the fight right, but the fight was scored wrong at first. So that means Napoleon Armstrong and a few people that picked Bonariga, they got 10 free points. When that shit happened, that took all my interest out the damn season. I ain't gonna even lie. You know what I'm saying? Big boy about said my bookie has Parker about for decision at I think that's plus 433. Yeah, yeah. He said good money. Yeah, we don't have them. I'm on Bovada right now, and it's at plus 310 on Bovada. But I also do it with my man Yasa. And he got a Scott bet account. So we got to see what the odds are on Scott bet. Big Hen said Bills kicking ass taking name. Yeah, man, that was my preseason pick. Marlo, that's his favorite team. He been riding with the Bills for 20 some years, or maybe even longer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we locked in for this season. I locked in with my boy Gil Coles 2 seasons ago when he had the Buffalo, when he had the Bucks. I picked them in the preseason. So this year I'm riding with my boy Marlo. I picked the Buffalo Bills, and I think they're gonna do something. They got a hell of an all around team.
Hey, big boy, don't feel bad. I missed a week too, man. I missed last week, I think. Not this week, not the Canelo week. The week before that, I missed. Fucked around, thought I put him in, and the shit was, I didn't send the shit. Shit crazy.
Got to get them picks in, man. Big boys box said I missed my pick. Yep. Big boy said I use Bet 365. I don't think we have the option to use Bet 365. I think I remember clicking on that website to see if it was available to uh, players in the United States. I don't think it was. Big Hen said go Browns, but how we lose yesterday? Who the Browns played yesterday? I don't even remember who the fuck they played.
The Jets, I think. Yeah, that was crazy how the motherfuckers let him come back though, Big E.
I got that receiver on my fantasy team, Corey Davis.
Hey, you know who else? Who else let a game slip away? The damn Baltimore Ravens. They was up like 38 to something, and then all of a sudden the Dolphins came back, scored 21 points in a quarter, and ended up scoring. Ended up with the score was like 40 something to 38. Crazy. And
Yeah, also them Las Vegas Raiders when they played against Arizona. They had the game sold up and they let Arizona come back and drive down the field, score a touchdown, and get a 2-point conversion on the motherfucking.
and the Raiders too, Derek baby. Big Hen, you crazy. Boy, what you on that Mike Tyson? Talk about the Bills suck. You out your mind, boy. I'm looking for MVP caliber season, man. Super Bowl type vibes going on over here. You know, I don't be bullshit.
Hey man, I like them Bills. I just like the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have no kind of like fandom for the Bills, but just looking at their roster and looking at the rotation that they got in the front seven, they be rotating fresh bodies in. Like my Cowboys went out there and handled their business yesterday. Ain't nobody made fun of them Cowboys this Sunday. What the fuck is today?
With a backup quarterback. It was yesterday.
Yeah, my motherfucking Cowboys was coming around that corner off that line on the board fast, but they got tired though. If you look in the fourth quarter, man, that pass rush wasn't the same. Them boys were huffing and puffing. The Bills ain't got to worry about that, man, because the Bills got some depth. Them motherfuckers coming. You know what I'm saying?
And a top notch quarterback. Hey, I was finna tell Big Hen when they was sorry, I ain't even watch. I watched the other team, you know, predict the other team, you know what I'm saying, outcome. I don't be just bandwagon, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers looking real promising. Trust me, them motherfuckers is awesome.
Oh yeah, and plus last year they led the league in the major statistical categories that I like. I just felt like they didn't have the experience to cash in the playoffs, but they do have experience now. They didn't pay they do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think they the team to beat. And I had said in Vegas made them the favorite to win the Super Bowl, and I had made that damn prediction before they even was the favorite. You know what I'm saying? Just based off what they did last year.
I
Big
like I like football. You already know I like the defensive ends and the linebackers. But I ain't no motherfucker who be sitting here knowing your team sorry and gonna argue with you back and forth with a sorry ass roster. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
yeah,
be real with you. I'm gonna break it down on a solid level. But man, Super Bowl vibes, I'm telling y'all.
yeah, I think so too. Big Hen said, Trey, who your team? I bet they suck too. I ride with them Cowboys, man. I ride with them Cowboys, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not the best fan. I'm a disloyal fan. I done bet against them Cowboys a whole bunch of times. I gotta say though, I done lost most of the time when I bet against them too. I remember it was probably like I can't remember what year it was, but it's the year that the Buffalo Bills started out 5-0, and they had Fitzpatrick as the quarterback, and they came to Dallas. And I thought them Bills was gonna do something on Dallas, man. I ain't gonna even lie. I had made a nice little bet on Dallas. I mean, not on Dallas, but I made a bet on the Bills. Man, Dez Bryant was jumping over niggas' heads, catching the ball for touchdowns and shit. They throwing fades and shit. Dez Bryant jumping over niggas. I was like, God damn. I done bet against them Cowboys. I'm over here losing. But yeah, man, I ain't the best fan, man. I'm probably not the most loyal person in the world. Like you can't just blindly get my loyalty. I gotta benefit something from your friendship or me being or me supporting you. But at the same time, if you benefit me, I'm gonna do what I can so I benefit you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no one-way street, but you gotta do something. You can't just be the Cowboys and you just get my undying support. Nah, you gotta go win something. I don't stand for just sitting around losing and getting my ass whooped every single week. And no. So yeah, I do like the Cowboys, but I ain't the biggest fan like some people. I bet against them motherfuckers. Derek Bates said facts. Trey Parsons was doing his thing. Yeah, Parsons a monster, man. He'll fuck around and be defensive player of the year, especially since that boy from the Pittsburgh Steelers and got hurt. That I think T.J. Wyatt is his name. I think Parsons got action. Big Boys Boxing says Solomon Dakers is out this weekend against Dominic Akinlade. What you think of Dakers? I did see that name, bro. I don't know nothing about him though. I'm gonna have to get up in there and do some research, but I do remember seeing that name. Matter of fact, I already made my picks on the Chan Ross. I just did it real quick. That's where I saw the name. But I'm gonna get up in there and study these fighters a little bit more, and maybe I'll have I have an opinion for you. You know what I'm saying? Big Hen said Cowboys got them. Yeah, they went out there and did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? They had a balanced game plan too. I think they ran the ball 37 times and they threw the ball 41 times. I could, well, maybe it was the other way around. It might have been run 41 and throw 37. Something like that, but I can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? A balanced type of attack. Like some people, y'all might disagree with me on this, but I like it when a team is balanced. And I like, well, I'm gonna say balanced, but I like when they lean towards running the ball. Like the 49ers. I thought they was a better team before they got Kaepernick. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna tell you why. When they had the white boy, what's the white boy name they had? He was a first round pick, Alex Smith. When they had Alex Smith, they had an identity. This is what we gonna do. We gonna hand this ball to Frank Gore, and we gonna play action pass and throw that motherfucker to Vernon Davis. That's what we gonna do. When they go get Kaepernick, what they do? They go get Stevie Johnston, they go get Randy Moss and some other receivers and shit. And that made me like think they was questioning their identity. Nigga, this is a hard-nosed football team. Run the ball and play action. We ain't got to be dropping back trying to throw the ball to no Stevie Johnson and all that shit. Run the goddamn football. You know what I'm saying? Run the football, man.
That's how you control the clock. Your defense, you know what I'm saying? Your defense is what's gonna win the championship. And on offense, you control. You gonna at least get a field goal about that shit when you moving that motherfucking field. That's what
Yeah.
I like. I like balance too. I like throwing that ball up, but you got to be smart with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, in the play action, third downs. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Maybe even occasional first down because you got to mix the plays up because they'll stack that motherfucker up on you. So you got to have a smart quarterback to call that audible. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Big Hen, we're gonna see next week because the Dolphins' offense is similar to KC. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see next week. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna look versus KC though.
Yeah, hey, it was one game though. I saw a team running the ball beautiful. It was the Miami Dolphins when they played against the Indianapolis Colts. I can't remember what year this was. But in my opinion, Ronnie Brown is the greatest Wildcat running back of all time. He the best. And I'm talking about he was on his shit in this game. And I can't remember who the backup was, but they were running this ball and they were scoring touchdowns. They possessed the ball for 45 minutes and they gave the ball to Peyton Manning for 15 minutes, and Peyton Manning still won the game. I'm talking about as soon as he hit the field, one or two plays, bombs away, I'm talking about touchdown. Touchdown. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, that boy Peyton Manning a monster.
Marvin Harrison days, huh?
Oh man, and Reggie Wayne and all the motherfuckers, man. Hey, they was on their shit that day, boy. They had the ball for 15 minutes and still won. I was like, damn, man. Um, Big Hen Marla, I know the Bills ready for KC. Yeah, I think they ready for KC for sure. KC getting the line a little bit better than it was last year, but I don't know if them boys gonna hold up to what Buffalo got up front. Like when we think about KC, we mainly think about the offense. We don't really talk about the defense as much. When it comes to the Bills, you got to talk about both sides of the ball. Like this game that they had tonight. Like this is the way I see football. It's like two teams in one. You got offense and you got defense. So let's say it's a game that's like 45-42 and a team win. They got 45. In my opinion, they won on offense, but they lost on defense. How the fuck can you give up 42 points and feel good about yourself? On the flip side, let's say somebody win 13-10. To me, that means that the defense won, but the offense lost. You scored 13 fucking points. How can you feel good about that? When it comes to the Bills, like this game they had tonight, 41-7. That means that the offense won, put up 41, and the defense won. They gave up 7. That's the kind of shit that you can take to the bank. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of the ball, the complete team. And you got to think about it too. The offense affects the defense, and the defense affects the offense. Like, let's say the offense go out there and they turn the ball over in their own red zone, and they put the defense back on the field with their back against the wall, and they only got 20 yards to give up for a touchdown. That's gonna make the defense look bad. And let's say the defense go out there and they let these motherfucker drive, and then they punt the ball and pin the offense back. The offense got to start on a 3 yard line or some shit, backed up. That's a bad spot too for the offense. So they are complementary to each other. You cannot just look at one side of the field. What's up? I mean, one side of the ball. What's up to my boy Napoleon?
Napoleon Snoop, bro. Shit, think about a lot of the Super Bowl champions. The Giants, the Ravens, uh, the Cowboys, all the motherfuckers be going into the Super Bowl as the number one and number two or number two defenses. And them motherfuckers be winning championships every time.
Yeah. Like, even think about when Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl when he went out there and beat them Bears. Going into the playoffs, Bob Sanders came back from injury. And when Bob Sanders came back and led that defense, they looked totally different. Now you got both sides of the ball clicking. We got Peyton Manning, he the defense, he the quarterback on offense, turn your ass up, and Bob Sanders coming back quarterback in the defense, and made them people formidable enough that they could go to the Super Bowl and win it. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of the ball, man, one time. Ms. Almond Brown said, please share, like the video. Definitely would appreciate that. My man Derek Bailey say, Smith, what Smith you talking? Oh, yeah, Alex Smith. Yeah, Alex Smith. My man Napoleon, salute to you. Big Hen said, I never had, oh yeah, I already been bragging about you, Napoleon. I've been telling everybody that you answered the bell in the Channel Raw, top 5, dead or alive in this motherfucker. I'm gonna have to come back with something though, so don't get to feeling too good. It's just one season. I know you trying to wiggle out and shit, talking about you can't come back next season because your kids they got football and all this kind of stuff. And nigga, come back so I can come back with some money. Big Hen said, I never had another team than the Browns. I was born into the dog pound. Browns for life. Will we ever win a Super Bowl? God help a brother out, goddamn me. They done had some pretty solid teams, but they've been doing a lot better. Like, as far as putting teams together, they got some talent and shit. You know what I'm saying, on both sides of the ball. I don't know about winning no Super Bowl, but they can at least have some good seasons and go to the playoffs and shit like that. Who they got quarterbacking right now? Jacoby Brissett? I think that's who the quarterback is. I remember betting on him when he went to North Carolina State. I think he kind of underrated. You know what I'm saying? He a tough motherfucker, but I don't see no Super Bowl though. Derek Bailey said, okay, talking to Big Hen. Napoleon talking about them Giants. Yeah, them Giants doing a little something down there, man. Yeah, I like the kid out of Penn State and shit, the running back. What's his name? I can't even think his name. I liked him in college and shit. Saquon Barkley. And it looked like he healthy. And they doing a little something. So I got to give him that credit. Yeah. I ride with them Cowboys, though, man. So I can't be giving too much credit to another team in the NFC East. You know what I'm saying? But them motherfucker doing a little something. Napoleon said, yeah, I don't start my picks till after you ask me for the picks. Oh, okay. So I guess I'll start reminding y'all a little bit earlier. Last time I waited too late, and my man Eric R, he waited a little while, then he turned in his picks. He didn't get all the picks turned in, but he did get the ones for Saturday. And I forgot to give him the Champ Ross. He came back yesterday like, God damn, what happened to my picks? And I go off in the chat and say, nigga, you waited till the last minute and you ain't even, I had to ask you 2 or 3 times to make your picks. And then when I was talking shit, I said, hold on, let me make sure I didn't send these picks to Champ Ross. I went over to Champ Ross in the messenger and I ain't see that man picks nowhere. So then I had 2 options. Could I continue to blame him and make it seem like it was his fault? Or could I just say, man, you know what, that's on me, my bad. I went on ahead with option 2 and I told the motherfucker, hey man, that's on me. I don't know how I fucked it up, but I did. I just hit Champ Ross up and he said he gonna get your picks in tomorrow. I damn sure almost blamed him though and tried to make it seem like it was his fault. Derek Bailey said Iran Barkley's son. Who is Iran Barkley's son? I ain't even know he had a son that would fight. Derek Bailey said, right, I hate the Giants. Who you like, Derek Bailey? You must like them Eagles or something. Big Hen said Philly beasting right now, 24-7 over the Vikings third quarter. Man, that's kind of surprising, but it's not that surprising though, because Philly is a very strong home team. In the Vikings, for the most part, they play their best at home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised to see Philly doing a thing at home. If you notice, last week they went and played Detroit on the road, and they gave up like 35 points or some shit to Detroit on the road, and now they at home playing a team that's supposed to be better, and they only then gave up 7 points so far. So that's what I be talking about with the home road dichotomy. You can clearly see that the defense is playing better at home than they played on the road. That's what I be talking about. And it's a way that you can look at the numbers and find that shit. And I know how to find it. You know what I'm saying? Derek Bailey talking about Saquon Barkley. That's Iran Barkley's son. I had no idea. I had no idea that was Iran Barkley's son. Bro, you sure? Napoleon said, no, I mean be busy with work and my son's games, but I'll be barely making it. Yeah, see, this motherfucker, I done already gave props on doing a good job this season. Now he want to add on to his legend and add on to his mystique. Not only is he doing well, he ain't even got time. Like, this man is kicking ass on in a short on time. This man ain't even got that much time and he kicking ass. That's what he trying to say. We ain't about to give you all that, bro. You're doing good. We don't need that extra shit, my brother. Derek Bailey positive. Okay, so you like them Eagles, huh? Napoleon said, hell no. I ran Barkley. Okay, Derek Bailey said positive as far as that being his son. Man, I'm about to go look that up, man. Napoleon said, hell no. I'm gonna have to go look that shit up, man. Hey, what you heard anything about that, bro? Saquon Barkley is Iran Barkley's son.
Nah, you talking about for the Giants, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't heard nothing like that. Hey, but I thought that though when I saw his name, but I ain't hear no official nothing.
Yeah, some of them boxers do be having kids that play football. Like, I remember Evan Holyfield and shit. I think that's his name. Hell, I know Holyfield got a son that played running back at Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess it's possible. I just ain't heard no shit like that. But that motherfucker Saquon a beast, though. I should have picked him up on a little old fantasy. I got my ass kicked the first week of fantasy, but I will say I came back with something this week, though. You know what I'm saying? I think I won this week. Let me check and make sure real quick. Give me a second.
What you say, bro?
I wanted to go check my fantasy. I thought I won. This motherfucker beat me, man. He got 174 and I got 157. But I definitely I had an improvement from the first week though, because my first week I was trash. I would have had a chance to beat him if Dalton Schultz would have done something for me. Mark ass, he went out there and fumbled the ball and he got hurt.
Hey,
I should have.
what defense the other dude got with the higher points? Philadelphia's.
I have no idea, man. I can't see his picks. I can only see mine. I had Buffalo though. Yeah, I was whooping his ass all the way to this game. I think he might have had the quarterback for the Bills, though. Did he have a big game, Josh Allen?
Oh hell yeah, he got 4 touchdowns. No
Yeah,
interception.
I think that's how he got me, Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it came down to this last game, and I was actually in the lead. I can't remember how much I had, but I was ahead of him by like a dozen points or something like that. And he came back and whooped me. Winston Lee said, man, fuck nah, that man ain't that man's son, man.
Hey, but Derek Bailey say it's his uncle though.
Okay, that make more sense. Hey, when he said dad, I was thinking uncle. I swear to God, I had the word uncle in my mind. But yeah, that makes sense. And I was thinking uncle because I got mixed up with another fight. It's this guy. He a southpaw. Fuck, what's his name, man? I got that. I think I got that as a trivia question too. It's this guy. He a southpaw, and he fight at welterweight. He got an uncle that also fight at welterweight. His uncle lost to a fighter named Luke Santa Maria, and the nephew came back and got revenge. I can't remember their names though, man, for some reason. But the nephew was a monster. He at 147, he a southpaw, and he big and strong as a motherfucker. And he got revenge for his uncle against Luke Santa Maria. Who is that fighter? Who is them fighters I'm talking about, y'all? Y'all know I'm terrible with names and shit, and I'm on some good gas tonight too. Napoleon said Georgia, grew up in New Jersey, Giants fan since '86. OJ Anderson was running the rock then. Yeah, I don't even know about no OJ Anderson. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Yeah, long-term fan. Okay, appreciate that. L Dub in the background lurking on them boys. Jesus Ramos and Abel Ramos. That's what I was trying to say, y'all. I got mixed up because I thought that they were brothers, but they ended up being uncle and nephew. So when he brought up that fight with Iran Barkley, well, not that fight, but Iran Barkley and Saquon Barkley, the word uncle jumped into my head. Big Hen said Holyfield son in the NFL right now. I thought he was, man, but I didn't want to say nothing stupid, so I just stuck with what I knew for sure. D'Lo said, "Yeah, good job, Napoleon, but we ain't going to put cables on." Yeah, we ain't gonna put those cables on it, man. He doing an outstanding job, but we ain't gotta spice up the story and shit for his legend. Napoleon talking about New Brunswick. I think it was that up there, northeast. Derek Bailey said his father was a fighter too, but never heard of him. Uh Ali Bay Barkley, okay. I didn't know he had a brother that fought. Hell yeah, I see L. Appreciate that, bro. Napoleon said Saquon dad and Bud mom the same. Saquon, I was talking what you talking about, how they be supporting their kids and shit, all in the crowd acting the fool. I used to be like that with my little bros, be all on the sideline. I'm in that motherfucker creased up, got my cowboy boots on, got me a nice little hat on, walking up and down the sideline talking shit. I almost got kicked out of the game one time because I was doing too much cussing. But I was crunk, man, because them boys were lighting their ass up. I'm talking about every single on offense and defense. I couldn't do nothing but go crazy. But my little brother was the running back. He breaking everything. And then his brother is on the other side of the ball and he's sacking everything. I couldn't do nothing but go crazy.
Hey, did y'all see John Morant daddy and Antetokounmpo daddy in the playoffs? Was it Antetokounmpo daddy? No, it was that dude Cat Daddy. Man, they was going back and forth, betting and everything on each other, talking big shit, and they was covering it. You know what I'm saying? Like covering each game. I said
Yeah.
that's crazy shit, but they both was fanned out though. That shit was dope.
Yeah. That pops energy at them games be player.
It'd
My
be
pop,
something else, huh?
yeah, my pops used to be like that too when I played football in middle school because one of his partners also had a son that played fullback on one of the teams that we played, and his son was big as a motherfucker. So my pops and his pops made a bet that I couldn't get two solo tackles on him because I was an undersized linebacker. Y'all already know your boy Trez came through that bitch and got about a good 5 solo tackles on that motherfucker. Hey, every time I hit him, the announcer be like, another tackle by little number 2. But that motherfucker was so big. But yeah, I put that hat on his motherfucking head though. Um,
Hey, yep, L. Yep, Carl Anthony Towns pop.
yeah. D-Lo talking about Otis Anderson. That sound familiar. That sound like some old school shit for real. I got a partner named Otis Anderson too. Napoleon said Anderson from the
Nobody
Cardinal.
coming to see you, Otis.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, give me a second, bro. I'll be right back.
Uh, Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Napoleon Armstrong said Anderson from the Cardinals, D-Lo. I don't know that. I remember Dirty Bird Anderson from Atlanta Falcons. I remember Christian Okoye. Y'all know nothing about those Thurman Thomas though. That's another story. You know what I'm talking about? Bo Jackson. He said, yeah, the running back. Cardinals right now. That's what you talking about, Napoleon. Y'all just got. No, he said no. Running back from late '70s and early '80s. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Well, I should say I don't recall. But yeah, the Bills put a whipping on him, man. I'm on. I'll be watching mine from StreamYard. Chat must be slow as hell. He said he came to the Giants in '86. Oh, that's what you was talking about. I think that's when you said you was a Giants fan when he was the running back. I was kind of lost in the sauce on that one. So what's good though, y'all? On StreamYard, the chatting was slow. I was going for some comments there or not. I don't even. Hey, who we got on the schedule this weekend besides Joe Joyce? I didn't even put my fights in. The opponent said, lifelong fan, never jump ship like everybody else. For real. Through thick and thin, you know what I'm saying? You be quiet. And when they start winning, you be talking again. everybody gonna have their time, man. Oh, secure on the schedule. I was just gonna look. Consequio. I ain't even familiar with that cat, L Dub. He said I hit. He said I hit the top 10 of you. I ain't even checked. Let me see. I post them, y'all. I'll be like, I did. I done did messed up and went all the way down now. Missing that 1 week.
All right, I'm back. I heard y'all mention the Shakur Stevenson fight. I forgot that fight is Friday. You want to call the fight?
Yeah, I'm down with it.
All right. Well, that means I probably ain't gonna be able to do the trivia on Thursday because it's gonna be hard for me to sit down for all that time, 2 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? So we might have to come back with it next week unless we do it on Wednesday. If I have the questions done in time on Wednesday, I ask Marlo if he can do it. If not, I just have to wait till next week. But we definitely gonna call the fight on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson against Robson Conceição. It's gonna be a good fight. I think that's gonna be the toughest fight of Shakur's career so far.
Hey, yeah, I did crack the top 10 this week. The podium clown. All right.
Yeah, he did his thing. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Conceição fight. They got Shakur as a 20-1 favorite. I think that's too wide. I think that's based off of Shakur's recent dominance. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't even that big of a favorite over Oscar Valdez. So I don't see how you go from being like a 5-1 favorite, then all of a sudden you're a 20-1 favorite. I just think that's too much. But I do think he's gonna win though. I took Shakur by decision. I think it was minus 176 on that pick. I had got it early. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna beat him. I had heard Shakur's grandfather, Wally Moses. He said that Shakur sparred against Robson Conceição after the Olympics in 2016, and it was easy work for Shakur. You know what I'm saying? And plus, they got a common opponent. I felt like Conceição beat Oscar Valdez the first time I watched it, but when I watched it again, I actually felt like Valdez might have edged it out, or it was a draw. And Shakur Stevenson, it was easy work against Oscar Valdez. I know that styles make fights, but just looking at that common opponent, it makes me think that Shakur might be a level above Conceição. And plus, Conceição do got a bit of a wind up with his punches. L-Dub did a live stream early, and he was talking about how he do a bunch of reaching. So it's an opportunity for Shakur to be on some you reach, I teach type shit. So, you know, it might be the story of the fight, him counterpunching. But it's a closed guard fight. A lot of time I don't see a lot of knockouts in them fights. It's gonna probably be a little bit of a chess match. And Conceição, he done fought against high level southpaws, like in the amateurs fighting against Lomachenko and other fighters. He had 420 fights. He was 405 and 15, Olympic gold medalist. So you know he can fight back. So I think that's gonna be a relatively competitive fight. I'm looking forward to it. Where you was at in the chat, bro? You had already caught up?
I was at Napoleon. He said lifelong fan, and then no, it was Elder when he said the Shakur, what's the name, and then Napoleon. I read that one. But Derek Bailey, that's how it is being a Cowboy fan.
I
That's
don't
what,
even know what he mean by that. L-Dub say Keyshawn and Shoo Carrington on the undercard this weekend. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice card. Yeah, I think he said they got the Jahi Tucker on there too. I think I saw that on BoxRec that he on the card. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The only thing is a lot of the opponents are coming off of layoffs. I don't like that. Like some of these fighters, they are fighting against people that ain't fought in like damn near a year. So I would like if they fought some people with more activity. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like it's probably gonna be some knockouts this week because people coming off of layoffs. Napoleon talking about you, nigga. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Elder said Conceição for Oscar Valdez when he tested positive last year.
he was talking about me in the top 10.
Okay. Derek Beatty said the Brazilian dude, yeah, I got you. Big Boys Boxing said, I'm drafting my picks now. Are you putting your picks together? Yeah, Tuesday is my favorite day of the week. That's when all the lines and shit come out on Tuesday this way. Napoleon talking about me now. Trey trying to back out now. Trying to back out. What I'm trying to back out of? You must be talking about Chant Ross. I ain't trying to back out Chant Ross. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, that Bonariga pick did take some steam out though. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like y'all got away with a free one. You know, that motherfucker he did not officially win. And y'all got 10 free points. Yeah, I didn't like that shit. Napoleon said we're gonna see a careful Shakur for the whitewash. I won't be surprised if it's a careful Shakur. I won't be surprised. L. Dustin Conceição fought Gary Russell Jr. and Josh Taylor in the amateurs too. Two high-level southpaws is what he's trying to say. I ain't even know nothing about that. Derek Beatty said, when Marlo said, when they not winning, you get quiet. But when they start winning again, you start talking. So I said that's how it is being a Cowboys fan. Yeah, I ain't even really doing too much talking. When they won, I didn't post nothing on Discord and talk shit or nothing. I just took my little old win and went on about my business. Yeah, I can't expect a lot of them. See, like when I talk shit, I want to be able to talk shit next week. I just don't know if I can continue to talk shit when I got Cooper Rush as my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Want to go and shut it down, bro? I know we've been over the hour. I think we've done like an hour and a half.
Yep.
All right, man, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Come back on Friday so we can call the fights and shit, man. Definitely appreciate y'all coming through, participating in the conversation. I always have fun chopping it up with y'all. Like I said earlier, I appreciate everybody participating in the channel, Ross. And salute to the people that's doing well, like Napoleon, Warzone, and a few more of them. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna come back on Friday and call the fights, man. So y'all come through and fuck with us. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death.
Most definitely. You already know. It's always fun chopping it up with y'all, man. Enjoying the sport that we all rock with. Shit, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Catch y'all this Friday. Until next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls. The fuck out my gym.
You heard him.
Peace.
Gia.